Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. Always pray when you're going out, and always pray when you're coming in. And always remember, God is in control. Welcome back to the show. This is Thursday Night Live. Goodness gracious me. Tonight, we got some inspiration for you. Also, we got a program update, the common events, we got some life lessons, and also U.S. immigration, common events, and that's the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, Thursday Night Live, it's also a call-in show. We'll open the phone lines after the preliminaries, but tell us in the comment section if you want to say something. And we'll open the phone line. It's a live call-in show. So that's Thursday Night Live. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's jump in. So, always remember to donate to Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. You can donate in whichever way you want. I'll put the information up there. So it's scrolling down below, however you want to donate. So donate whenever you can. It's free to you. You know, but always like, share, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell to know when we're coming on live. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So also there's I have a warning, especially particularly for those people in Jamaica or those visiting Jamaica or those who are passing through Jamaica. The gun laws have changed. So therefore, let me turn this down. The gun laws have changed, and it's extremely important that you pass the message on. And I've been saying it over the last two podcasts, the third one. And this is why, it's extremely important. So let's bring that to a screen, first of all, because this is extremely important that you know.
For having an imitation firearm is 15 years. And if you choose to resist and vehemently explain why you're in possession of this firearm, imitation firearm, and the police think that you are resisting, the minimum is 20 years. A see-through water gun.
Oh, even a see-through water gun?
Is an imitation firearm.
Okay.
Imagine being sent to prison for 15 years over a water gun. Sounds crazy, right? But that's the reality under Jamaica's updated Firearms, Prohibition, Restriction, and Regulation Act. The law now states that anything resembling a firearm, even a toy, prop, or water gun, can be treated as a prohibited weapon. And if you're found guilty, the punishment is a mandatory minimum of 15 years in prison, no exceptions. Critics say this new rule goes way too far, blurring the line between actual criminals and innocent people caught up in harmless fun. Imagine a child's birthday party or a school play where a fake firearm is used. Under this law, that could technically lead to jail time. Lawyers and human rights advocates are calling for urgent reform, saying judges should at least have the power to use discretion instead of handing out automatic sentences. What do you think? Is this law a necessary step to curb gun violence? Or is it punishing the wrong people? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if this surprised you, share this video so more Jamaicans can join the discussion.
So, ladies and gentlemen, tell me in the comments section what you think. You can also call in and talk about it. Nothing is wrong with that. We can talk about it, but we be respectful to the laws of Jamaica and also to the show. However, it is extremely stringent. It's a huge measure that they've put in place, and this could dictate what future you have if you have one of those things lying around and the police comes to see you. You get what I'm saying? So it's 15 years for a water gun. However, they can add 5 more years on that if you try to explain away or resist the what you call a charge or warning for that weapon, that imitation weapon. So, ladies and gentlemen, we can talk about it. Someone talked about if it's 15 years for a water gun, how much is it for a real gun? I said, okay, we can always Google the laws or go on the Jamaica government website and find out what what the statutory limit is, or what the limits are for real guns. But we don't want to know about that unless you have if you want to have a real gun, you get a license. I mean, the FLA down there is really good. Put your application in, but don't be playing around with toy guns. You can go to jail for that. That's the law. So, ladies and gentlemen, also my daughter has a birthday coming the 24th of this month. That's Shantae, my eldest daughter, and she has my second granddaughter as well. That's Shauna, and we say, we'll be celebrating when the time comes. Goodness gracious me! Yep, there you go. And also, I'm going to give you two inspiration here tonight. Let's get that on screen. Let's just start off the night. It is a beautiful thing. So let's share that with you. God knows we need inspiration at this point. I mean, it is rough roads ahead, and we don't want we don't want we want everybody to feel good. That feel good factor. That's what we need for everybody at this point, because it's tough, tough days ahead. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me give you some inspiration to start the show, and then we take it from there. How about that? Here we go. Let's get that on our screen. Okay, let's find it first. Goodness gracious me. So let me get that on my screen right away. It's kind of giving me a tough time to find it and to locate it properly and get it up there. So here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Nope, that's not it. So inspirations. It's good to have inspiration instead of jokes. Um, it is tough times here in the United States, tough times in Jamaica, but Jamaica is looking good for the most part. And I'm telling you, if you haven't seen Jamaica in a while, there's some great stuff going on. So I'm going to share that also with you um, in a few minutes. So okay, here we go. We got it. Finally, ladies and gentlemen. So let's get that on our screen and get it going. First inspiration for the night. Here we go.
There are only three types of people in your life. First are the leaf people. These are people who come into your life just for a season. They are there to take what they need, and as soon as it gets cold, or a wind blows in your life, they are gone. Second are the branch people. Although they are stronger than leaves, you have to test them out before you run out there and put all your weight on them. They may stay with you for a few seasons, but they will break away when life becomes tough. And finally, the root people. These people are very important because they don't do things to be seen. Their only wish is to support you and help you live a strong and healthy life. And even if you go through a difficult time, they will hold you up. They love you, just the way you are.
Goodness gracious me, that's true. Three types of people in your life. You got to treasure them, because this is surreal. So let me get the second inspiration up here, ladies and gentlemen. And here we go. So we remove that. And we're going to get the second inspiration up. And here we go. Let's share that with you. There you go. All right. It's on the screen right now. And we're going to play that.
There are only three.
Okay, so that's a similar one. We don't want that one. So we want the next one. Here we go. And okay, things are not running smooth tonight. Goodness gracious me. So we're going to get that second inspiration up here. We need it. We all need it, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go. All right. And lights, camera, action.
By age 25, you should be old enough to realize this. Most people never understand number 6 until they're 40. 1. Life is 100% better when no one knows anything about you. 2. You shouldn't take advice from people who are not where you want to be in life. 3. Everyone will show you who they are. Just give them time. 4. You need to be smart enough to create your own opportunities. Don't wait for them to come to you. 5. The secret of happiness is freedom. The secret of freedom is courage. In life, you must take action if you want to experience freedom. Lastly, 6. You will always have problems. You will always have some sort of conflict going on in your life. You must learn to enjoy life while still solving them. There is beauty in everything we experience. You just need to adjust your perception. You can either cry in the storm or dance in the rain. If you're not following, you're probably never going to see us again. If you are, then congratulations. You're growing every day.
You got that, ladies and gentlemen. Here, that's your inspiration, the second inspiration for the night. And that's a beautiful passage. 6 things that you need to know. And you can always go back and check it again. It's a beautiful thing. So like, share, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell, and also share this share, donate as well. Welcome back to This is Thursday Night Live. Here we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, also want to give a shout out to my family, all my children, grandchildren, and my family around the world. I love you all, and God bless you all. Also, my daughter Elizabeth, she's out of the hospital. She came out today, and she's safely at home, recovering, and she's not out of the woods yet. But I thank everyone for all the prayers and good wishes that were sent. And I really appreciate that. Her mom, Joanne, also appreciates that also. And we say, God bless you all and thank you again. It's a beautiful thing. So we changed around the program and we added a couple of things, ladies and gentlemen. So on Mondays is PIP Mondays as usual, where we prioritize, inform, and promote. And as you can see, our last Monday we had Mr. Vivian Thomas here, and I do believe I need to change something here. Okay, here we go. Yep, and also Thursday night is Thursday Night Live. It's a live call-in show where you gotta hit me in the comment section on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. I'll get it right here. And, I'll open the phone lines. So we discuss, things that are relevant and positive. So it's a live call-in show. So things that we're talking about here and also other important topics that people want to hear. On Fridays, we have Friday Fusion. That's when DJ Asher D fuses into Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show, and is aired live from the UK across our spectrum. So across all our platforms except for YouTube. So on a Friday, you'll only have Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and so on, but no YouTube. So because it's all music and inspiration in that genre. So on Saturdays we have Saturday Night Vibes. It's a musical entertainment. You'll have DJ Latza, and if he's not available, you're gonna have various other DJs that will be introduced from around the world. So from time to time, you'll see another DJ either from Jamaica, a disc jockey that is, and Canada or the Americas or Europe or Japan. This is over the long term. So Saturday Night Vibes is musical entertainment, and we talk about sound systems as well. You have sound system disc jockeys, and also we highlight artists. That's reggae artists, and other artists may come on like a R&B soul kind of thing, and we can also discuss it during the Vibe show. So it's gonna be packed with a lot of vibes, we call it. So that's your programming, ladies and gentlemen. Also, let's move into coming events. Hot gossip with Mr. Lee is gonna we're gonna tie down a date later on at during the rest of this week to the following week. So we're going to tie a date down for him there because that's where we want to cut it off. Either we're going to continue the series or we're not. So DJ Latta will be around so we can tie up that date. So we're looking between the 18th or the 25th, thereabout, if they're available. If not, then we have to shelf it for a later date. Dragon Force Sound System is going to be somewhere in there as well if they're available. If not, we're going to shelf it. I'm going to move into the other topics. Shine Skull Movement, that's the mobile sound system from Nain, St. Elizabeth. They're going to be at, what we call it, Cash Code. They're all family. So my two nephews, Ashley from the UK on Passion Radio UK, and also Chetty, that's he calls himself Asher as well. They're both involved in putting on this annual event. This year I'll announce it later on, and you'll see the poster, and they will with Shine Skull Movement will be one of he'll be providing some of the sound system that will be at that huge party. So you want to stick around for that advertisement. It's going to be a big deal on December 26th. It's one of the biggest parties in South Central Jamaica for this 2025. You can't miss it if you're in Jamaica. All right. We're going to talk about life lessons. All right. So a little bit later. So let's dive into life lessons. So life lessons, consequences of making the wrong decisions. This is all about making wrong decisions. You have some people that made wrong decisions and they're regretting it today. So let's give you an example of that. And I'm going to share that on with you right now. Consequences of wrong decisions, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a good look when you make the wrong decision. So let's share that with you. And I'm going to talk about it in a little bit. So that's going to be, here we go. Let's see. Let's get that on the stage. I'm trying to locate it here, guys. I'm the only one here. So, yeah, I got it. So, consequences of making the wrong decision. It can affect your life for the entire rest of your life. So, let's check out this story about a young man who was geared for stardom for the rest of his life. And because of his arrogance, he cost himself. He went off on the wrong road, and he can never come back. Based on the story, so let's check out the story first of all, and then we'll talk about it. Here we go.
He screamed at the other rider as they tore around the winding track at over 100 kilometers per hour, even trying to kick him off his bike. And when that wasn't enough, as they came to a stop, he hit the kill switch on the rider's bike, leaving him stranded on the track. It was a bit of a shame, because despite how much of an a-hole Romano Fenati was, he was a great rider. In fact, he had the potential to be one of the greatest riders in the world. When he made his debut in Moto3 in 2012, he came second on his very first race, and he won his his second race, making him the youngest rider to ever lead the World Championship after only 2 races. However, the beginning years of his career were a bit of a roller coaster. Finati was signed by the legendary Valentino Rossi's VR46 Riders Academy, but he unfortunately squandered that opportunity with incidents like this and rumours of terrible behaviour behind the scenes too. But by 2017, it was beginning to look like Finati was actually turning things around. After joining with the Marinelli Snipers, he had a great 2017 season, winning multiple races and finishing as the runner-up in the Moto3 World Championship. And in 2018, he got signed to represent Ford Racing the following year in the Moto2 class, just one step away from the prestigious MotoGP class, with the fastest riders in the world. It looked like he had finally matured, putting his past behind him and getting on track to fulfill his world champion potential. But unfortunately, that all changed at the 2018 San Marino Grand Prix. See, Romano Finati's anger and lack of self-control hadn't just magically been fixed, he just hadn't been triggered for a while. So, during the Grand Prix race, when Stefano Manzi pushed himself too far while trying to overtake on the inside and ended up colliding with Finati, forcing him off the track, Finati was furious. As a result of the incident, they both lost multiple positions. They both rejoined the race immediately, but a few laps later, Finati was still seething with anger, and so, as he approached Manzi, going 217 kilometers per hour on the fastest part of the track, he decided that at this moment he would exact his revenge. He furiously reached over to Manzi's bike, he put his hand on the front handbrake, and he pulled it. In this moment, which would later be reported to Italian prosecutors as a potential attempted murder, Romano Finati had clearly let his anger get the better of him. Manzi's front wheel locked up and his bike wobbled, but thankfully he was able to drive away unharmed. It was one of the most dangerous and idiotic acts in moto racing history, and he couldn't have done it to a worse person. See, Stefano Manzi wasn't just any other rider. He was also set to be Finati's teammate the following year at Ford Racing. Finati received a 2-race ban, he was sacked from his team, and his 2019 contract with Ford Racing was immediately terminated. He did keep racing for a few more years, bouncing between teams in Moto2 and Moto3, but he never really reached his full potential and has since retired from racing. He screamed at the other rider as they tore around the winding track at over 100 kilometers per hour.
So, ladies and gentlemen, just making the wrong decision can ruin your life for the rest of your life. Now, many of us know someone, or we have been through those moments that if you could turn back the hands of time, you would do so. But it is what it is. Once you make those decisions, there's no turning back. And so, therefore, why I'm highlighting this is because I'm asking each and everyone to think carefully before you make a decision. These life-changing moments has a ripple effect to your family, friends, and those around you. Bad decisions just doesn't affect only you, and it also changes a lot of directions in terms of people, things, and time. So you got to be absolutely careful. Steer the course. Think carefully before you make a decision. So there's one lady who did not make that decision, and I want to share that with you right now. So she had a illustrious career, and she squandered that. And because of that, some of you might have heard about this, but it is sad to know that a young lady took matters in her own hands, and because of her own doing, she ruined the rest of her life and also did so for an entire family. It's outrageous what has happened because of just a moment of the wrong decision. Here we go. Let's put this on stage. Jamaican woman convicted of first-degree murder in 2022 Tamarack killing. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me get you the story, the backdrop on this. Um, it is amazing that even while she was doing that, she had a young life inside of her. And wow, it is heart wrenching to see what happening, and it's a female. So it's not that you know males are not important, but check this out. Let's share this for a second. Let's check this out, ladies and gentlemen. The wrong decision can ruin your entire life and the lives of many other people. And I just wanted to bring this forward so you can get the backdrop on this story. Here we go. Let's bring this up here and get it going. All right. So,
Well, only on 6 more than 3 years after investigators say that a woman flew down to Fort Lauderdale to kill her ex-boyfriend's lover, a jury found her guilty of murder. NBC6's Nico Clemens is live in Fort Lauderdale tonight with more. Nico, we're hearing from the victim's family.
Yeah, Juan, and one family member described the last 3 years as torture. But today was the day they all hoped for.
State of Florida versus Sakina Thompson.
A burden lifted.
We, the jury, find as follows as the defendant in this case. The defendant is guilty of murder in the first degree.
Guilty is what this family has waited to hear for more than 3 years.
We finally have some justice for Kayla.
A jury found Sakina Thompson guilty of killing 23-year-old Kayla Hodgson in 2022. Prosecutors argued Thompson surprised Hodgson at her Tamarack apartment, confronted her about the two of them dating the same man, and then stabbed her to death. Hodgson's family cried tears of joy in the courtroom Tuesday. They hugged each other tight because a guilty verdict is what they prayed for.
We're so thankful in this moment that the jury was able to see the story for what it is, that Kayla did not deserve to die the way that she did.
Defense attorneys insist Thompson didn't start the fight. They say Hodgson hit Thompson first and cut her stomach with a piece of glass. When Thompson took the stand earlier in the week, she admitted she killed Hodgson because her life was in danger and she was pregnant.
She thought, oh God, she's coming for me and my baby. That's when she grabs the glass and then she blacks out.
After the murder, Thompson admitted she changed into the victim's clothes, cleaned up some of the scene, and that she was too scared to call police. She also threw evidence in the trash. A life taken too soon. Years later, the family says they got justice.
And the moment I heard guilty, it was what we all needed for closure in this moment to move forward, to start our healing process. It's been a long 3.5 years.
So next, of course, is sentencing. Thompson could spend the rest of her life in prison. We will see. In Fort Lauderdale, Nico Clemens, NBC6 News.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it's just one bad decision after another, isn't it? You know, you're on the scene. You flew in, so it's premeditated, and also you encounter the person at their premises, at their property, and if an altercation happens, then she did not do the right thing and call the police. She tried to clean up the scene, so that is like admitting guilt. And then you put on the person's clothes, that sort of thing. It was just a colossal mess, put it that way. And it unfortunately, I say condolences to the family who lost a child and a loved one, and our hearts go out to you and our prayers. However, these are the types of decisions when you make them, then you got to face the consequences. No one should have to go through what this family went through. And, to confront somebody because of a relationship, it's best to walk away. You get what I'm saying? Walk away. I know tempers may flare, but cool minds must prevail. So these are the things that changes lives. And not in the positive way. You get what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you learned something from this. This is Nara Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show, and this is Thursday Night Live. So, also, let's talk about world of Jamaica for a second. Jamaica has now been ranked by the World Happiness. Is it the World Happiness Gallup report? Has anyone heard about that? It's the first I'm hearing about it, but Jamaica has been ranked by the World Happiness Gallup report, and they're saying Jamaica is a happy country, right? Goodness gracious me! So Jamaica is ranked number one as the country that will most likely help a stranger by the this is the World Happiness Gallup Report 2025. So that's a beautiful thing, and we see that our Jamaicans are extremely happy people, even in the face of adversities. And we gotta say, just keep the spirit up, keep your faith up. You know, things are gonna get real better, especially when you look at our a gentleman by the name of Mr. Vivian Thomas that was here on the show last Monday. He shared with me a magazine, Urban Vine Media. That's a Jamaican magazine, which they're talking about stuff dealing with after the pandemic. A lot of stuff happened. You know, Jamaica lost its nightlife. So Urban Vine Media did an analysis, and that's Mr. Vivian Thomas wrote. I think he wrote this article, and I'm going to share that with you because you need to go on Urban Vine Media. He'll be back here on Monday also to talk about it. But Urban Vine Media, it's a great read, and it has a lot to do with Jamaica's lifestyle. So here we go. So let's dive into a couple of minutes of this, and then we'll move on from there. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So let's look at that objectively. So this section is in the stories column. So if you look, you see at the heading here where it says Urban Vine Media and Art and Culture. It says Art and Culture Entertainment, and it has a home button. It tells you about Urban Vine Media. There's a gallery, stories, news releases, and so on. So let's jump into stories. You know, this is a post. This is where the real stories live. Unfiltered, takes fearless features and cultural commentary with a bite. So from Kingston streets to global stages, we don't just report, we provoke real conversations and that takes the business of arts and entertainment forward. So this article is talking about how cities are reclaiming after dark culture. So nightlife revival, how cities are reclaiming after dark culture. This was written on October 15, 2025, so it's fairly recent. And it states here, nightlife revival, how cities are reclaiming after dark culture when the sun sets. And it says, cities reveal another side of themselves. For years, nightlife was muted by restrictions, curfews, and safety concerns. But now nightlife is back and bigger than ever, especially in the parishes of Kingston and St. Andrew, from underground parties in warehouses to upscale lounges. And there's a lot more to read here. I urge you to go on to Urban Vine Medias. So let's hit the home button and see what's on the home page. Here you go. There's a lot. It tells you what's inside this magazine, and also let's see about Urban Vine. Here we go. Urban Vine Media is a Jamaican-based media outlet dedicated to showcasing the vibrant world of arts, culture, and entertainment. And our mission is to spotlight individuals, brands, and lifestyles that shape and enrich the fabric of Jamaica's intellectual property scene. From music and poetry to fashion and architecture, we dive deep into the roots and rhythms that define Jamaican creativity. We celebrate cult classics and the pioneering spirits behind them, those whose contributions have left a lasting mark on our culture. At Urban Vine Media, we explore the stories, struggles, and successes that fuels Jamaica's artistic pulse, giving voice to emerging talent and honoring legendary figures. Whether it's a fresh new sound, a groundbreaking design, or a cultural movement gaining momentum, we are here to document and elevate it. Urban Vine Media is more than just a platform, it's a movement dedicated to preserving and promoting the essence of Jamaican expression. That's a beautiful thing, guys. It's the first I'm hearing about it. Mr. Vivian Thomas sent it to me, and I'm telling you, you need to check it out, especially those in the arts field and those who are in the entertainment field. This is a global magazine, digital magazine. So you need to, if you look below there, just look below about, and you see Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X, and YouTube. That means they're all connected. So you're going across a wide platform. Let's look at the gallery for a second. So the gallery is loaded with a lot of stuff. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful thing. And also news releases and so on. There's a lot here to see. There's fashion, and I think that's Shensia there, 2025 MTV Video Music Awards. So we'll leave Mr. Like, share, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell. And on Monday, on PRP Mondays, then Mr. Vivian Thomas can speak about this a lot more because he's one of the architects of this. So blessings to him every time. So big up Mr. Vivian Thomas. He'll be back here on PIP Mondays. It's a beautiful thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, also in Jamaica, before I go in there, Mr. Vivian Thomas, you got to check out South Central Jamaica. When you talk about reclaiming nightlife, you want to check down there because they've reclaimed that nightlife a long time ago. So I think South Central Jamaica is now the party capital of Jamaica. And if you didn't know, I told you so. So check it out. You'll be surprised. Every night of the week, something happens. There's a party. So South Central Jamaica is the party capital of Jamaica. Believe me, I've told you so. So if I'm lying, come back and tell me, and I beg to differ. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, South Central Jamaica, that's Southeast St. Elizabeth, Southwest Manchester, and South Central Jamaica in its entirety. It's a party central capital. It's a capital, the party capital of Jamaica right now. So check it out, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful thing, you know. So also in Jamaica, you know, housing, material costs has gone up, land prices have gone up, and the cost of building has gone up exponentially. However, there is an affordable way to get a home now in Jamaica, and that's something I want to bring to you. It's a welcome change in Jamaica. So I wanted to show some of you some of these cheap housing that's now, and it's all ready made. You know, I remember the days when people used to take these containers, shipping containers, these metal 40 footers, 20 footers, and turn them into shops. They still do it, and homes. Now they've scaled that up and also modernize it. And you want to see what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't seen this, this is a good look. Check this out. I'm gonna let you see what's going
You're on the left, and if you're coming from Harborview, Kingston,
right.
you're on the right. So you're
That
going
is
over towards the sea.
That is it. All right, so massive, stay tuned. Let's do a simple walkthrough right now to show you all of the units that we're actually here at the showroom. And we are talking about units for 3.9 million.
3.9,
yeah.
6.9. We have units for 2.5 and 900,000 as well.
Massive, trust me, on the need to see this. So if you're just a giant, please go get the beer, get the red stripe, and tune in because the video about to start. And we are going to show you exactly what I want. Easy cheers, let's do this. So yeah, massive. So me and Ramon here, we're gonna take a walk through a detailed tour.
Let's move that forward a little bit. Yeah,
Questions that you might want to ask and all the information that you're supposed to need and where you
Growing a company today means going global from day one. But as your business grows,
let's get that off. Here we go.
So yeah, Ramon, this is the first unit
So
right
we
here.
start here with our 20 by 40 unit. So for this unit, it is facilitating 3 bedrooms, a bathroom, kitchen, living and dining space. So as you can see for this two-tone unit, whereas we can change the color in terms of the trimming, the main frame color and the side panels, we can have the color adjusted as to what's necessary. All windows has the mesh in. In terms of the door, we can change the style of the door.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is hurricane ready. You see the metal around that? That's a container. They dressed it up, just as how a lot of other people in Jamaica have done. But this is jazzing it up to another level. Here we go. Here we go.
Which is necessary if in the case where you want it for a home space. You can get a double door with the regular handles, or you can have this luxurious door as we have here shown.
Nice, nice.
So let's have a look on the inside.
Mad. Look on the massive, see?
Right? So thicker doors.
Very sturdy
door.
You understand? So on a door you cannot jump and say I got just barge in.
Not
Nah,
at all.
work. Whoa, what are the massive? Can look like the inside bigger than the outside. Let me take a look right at like a side here. So. Oh yes, John, this one long man. Where's the inside of 20 by 40?
By 40, yeah.
20 by 40. So this is a massive, massive unit. As you can see, how many windows we have? 1, we have 2, we have 3 on this side. And this is what the material looks like on this side. As you can rub it on, sturdy, strong. Look like you can't outlive this and thing. No joke, no doubt. All right, make a forward on the inside. Whoa, whoa. This is big.
This is huge. So footprint, this is a 20 by 40, so it's 800 square feet in terms of footprint that you'd have. For these, you'd have 3 bedrooms on this side. So 1, 2, 3 with your bathroom at the back. And for your bathroom, it comes fully furnished with your toilet, shower, face basin. The kitchen would be a kitchen counter and your kitchen sink. We wouldn't install the kitchen for you, so there will be a free-to-place kitchen, so you'd have the opportunity to decorate as needed. For your bathroom, it's already decorated. And for the rest of the unit, you will have the electrical running through and through the unit. So your lighting fixtures would already be pre-installed. The sockets and so forth would be installed as well. So a popular question that we do have is that if it's a case where they come with if they come with AC. Unfortunately, they don't come with an AC. But if it's a case where you do need an AC, we can source it for you. As our business, we do general importing as well. So we can go ahead to facilitate getting an AC in. However, for the installation, you may need to get somebody to come and do the installation for you.
Easy as that. Even door, look at this. Nice. What I love is the modernness about it. You know what I mean? They come with the glass doors and the black handles, all of them nice things. For the bathroom, you don't know, your nice glass shower door, your water closet there, nice and decent. Bathroom is super spacious though.
Very much so.
Yes, man. Look at that nice faucet. Also, loads of space inside here to store your bathroom supplies and all of them good things there. Oh, you mean? And as he was saying that They don't come with the AC, but if you want the AC to be installed, you can easily do so.
Right.
Look at these. These lights come with it as well, right?
So these lights do come installed. We would install all the lights and the sockets. So whereas with each room, they do have a high socket. The high socket would be an allocation for your AC. You can use a hole borer to bore the wall and reseal it.
And the beautiful thing about this is that you can add to this structure. It's sturdy, strong, and it's well built, ladies and gentlemen. It's amazing. Check it out.
And you can mount your AC onto the wall. So the walls are strong enough to facilitate mounting your AC, mounting your TV. If you want to add some high cupboards to your kitchen as well, you can do that as well. So the walls are strong enough to facilitate you mounting onto the walls.
Whoa. All right, so one question though, like to finding the panels, is it that like to find the panel to do it, and it's where you'd see a joint here?
Yes.
Or so once you see this line here, it will be something there, a subframe, or so you
that's
can
where
mount
the
on.
panel is. So you can actually mount on the panel itself. So it's made from aluminum.
This panel right here.
You can screw onto it, the full mount, you can screw onto it, and it would facilitate the weight.
Wow, massive, you hear that? So pretty much as you see right across the board, all the walls you can actually mount without actually joint to the subframe.
Right.
Any one of these blank spaces you can mount there as well. So we can take a look from the sections now for the rooms as we proceed. So this we're classifying this one as the first bedroom on this 3-bedroom unit. These are the doors. See me I take massive. As I said, when them do your lock, it's not no barging business. We say a man will come just bounce it and it go open. It's not possible. You understand? This is what the doors look like. And this is what we classify it as. One as the rooms. You understand? Come with 2 ventilation, windows, very nice, very unique. I think I like the look of it. It doesn't even look like one of them units. It look like it's one of them houses make out a wall or concrete. All of them things. I like the black frame thing, the black frame look as well. The ceiling, beautiful as well. Oh my word. Massive, nice space for the bed, closet, TV. You're good, it's a room. You don't know anything going on.
So as soon as he announces how it's delivered, then we're gonna switch to another topic. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're almost there.
Much anything in there. I have a living space as well. Second bedroom. See? Nice and easy. This one now you get 1 window. You understand? So anyone who want to purchase, you just know sometimes when I talk with the kids, them whoever go live in, you just find out, which one I want one of the 2 windows. I'm gonna just work it out. That depends.
And also it comes folded as well, ladies and gentlemen. It's amazing. Check it out.
Also, you don't know you have a light switch. All of them things you come installed. So just as the seat, so you're gonna get it. But with you don't know, very clean, nice and decent. Bossy. And for the 3rd room, same way. Lighting at the roof. And you know, front 2 have 2 windows and all too. So you can debate. So only smart in the middle of there get 1 window and thing. Beautiful. And there you have it. The light switch right here. I remember you can add in on the AC and everything. The place well sealed, well nice. You just need to fling up an AC and you're good to go. Talking about sockets, as in the mentioned, every one of the compartments them have a large a socket, an eye socket. So you can definitely install the AC up there and you get the current there. And also you have a plug right down here. Can't miss. You understand?
So today's the day. I've got my RTA mock system and Coyote appliances. And they did tell me it was only going to take a few minutes. And I got to say, they were right.
Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Let's get that off the screen and go back to regular programming.
Let's go. So this is the 3-bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, and living area. Beauty about this one too. When we step here today, we see box the door. I didn't even see this door. Right. So you get a side door right here, so which you can use to accommodate any little thing. What if you want to build a next building beside this and then join it?
Then if so, you have a side door available, and for this we can have it adjusted if it's a case where you would want the paneling to change. If it's a case where you want some glass paneling, let's say you want the full front to be a full glass setup, we could facilitate that as well. Thereas, you know, any sort of customization would come at its own extra cost, but we can go ahead to facilitate any level of customization you may need.
That's a code, you hear that? And one of the things I always love about houses, massive. I love a house with a lot of plugs.
Yes.
A lot of plugs, massive. So even if we start one plug, on this side alone, we have 1, 2, watch it, 3, moving, and then short distance of what? 4, watch it again, 5, so, let me see, watch it again, over here again, 6, and you have your light switch unit. So massive, tons of plug, so you can have a variety of space to plug all your furniture, your equipment, them, and all of them good things there. How cool is that? So this one is the 3-bedroom, again, 1 kitchen. Yes, it does come with a kitchen right there, and your living space. Tell them how much this one is going for.
So this unit, you can have this unit delivered and installed for $6.9 million.
You hear that? So massive clarity. $6.9 million and you get it.
Yes.
GCT installation and delivery.
Everything is included. So
Everything
final
is
price
included.
would be $6.9 million. The only thing you would need to do ahead of time for us is just in case of the foundation. You need to prepare your foundation, pit, and so forth. Preparing your property would be, the onus would be on you. However, once your property is fully prepared, give us a call. We can come by, we do our checks as well, because we need to ensure that we can facilitate a delivery. Once all of those prerequisites are completed, $6.9 million, and you have a beautiful unit.
That's cool. So, like the unit, you guys have somebody like can let them know that this is what it's supposed to do, like guide them through the process based on the type of foundation that they are going to.
Yes, so my number would be posted as well. I'm the person you can always give a call. You can send me a.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it's a beautiful thing that now you have ready-made houses. It's a beautiful thing in Jamaica. So, $6.9 million. I know a lot of people buy Prados and all that good stuff in Jamaica for round about that price. So you can have an entire home with a kitchen and your fixtures all done, ready to move in for $6.9 million all in. That's delivered and installed in one day. Goodness gracious me. So it doesn't take a long
Message
time.
on WhatsApp as well.
Let him tell you how long it takes. Here we go.
Any advice you need in terms of preparation for one of these units, you can always reach out to me. And I'll go ahead to give you any necessary information needed in terms of a prerequisite check as well. I'd go ahead to come by and do the prerequisite check for you as well.
Mad. Really, really nice. Someone says, there you have it. So, how long does one like this unit take to install?
So for this unit, it takes less than a day to install.
Less than a day?
Less than a day.
Less than a day to get this proper house?
Yes. So if it's a case where we're coming by to do an installation, we would come by early in the morning to facilitate getting at least about 4 hours in to fully install this unit.
Whoa! As easy as that. So no more.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know, it's a case where you will be homeless now. $6.9 million later, you have a full finished home and you can close your doors and go to sleep. Goodness gracious me, that's a beautiful thing. And we say that's a great move. No wonder the people in Jamaica are so happy. You know what I mean? So also check this out. Look at condo living. You know, this is amazing luxury living. You know, some people say, boy, I'm gonna want them to thing there, you know, so in that cheap house. Okay, so let's check this out. And this is on the North Coast, and I'm sure they're going to be spreading this across the island soon. But there's some very beautiful structures that are going up right now in Jamaica, and one of them is called the Pinnacle, and you got to check it out, man. It's this is world class first stage. Here we go. Let's check this out and then move on from there.
So this is going to be the residential tower, which means if you're buying to this tower, you live here, you live on this property. On the first floor is lobby and concierge and reception. Second floor, gym, conference room, children's play area, and then living starts on the third floor. So we have a model unit that's ready on the third floor, a 2-bed that we outfitted. We're gonna go and look at it. So we're gonna go to the front-facing lagoon view 2-bed. Welcome to our 2-bed, 1299 square foot lagoon facing Pinnacle unit. Different layouts, different sizes, different views. So we look at them. So yes, master closet, master bath. Send him to the secondary and keep your stuff right here.
Okay, so let me take that music off for a little bit until she begins to speak again. But this is what it looks like, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful thing. Wow, that is amazing.
So after 18th floor, the layout changes because now you don't have 6 neighbors, you only have 3. So there are 2 2-beds, 2 3-beds. You have a 2 and a 3 at the front and a 2 and a 3 at the back. This is branded residence, luxury living, right? So we're not going below 18, we'll go over 18. And he's buying the penthouse. Take it in, take it in.
Okay. So that's a beautiful thing. You can see entire Monterey
and secrets and 21 to the whole of my bay.
Yeah, so you can see it's a beautiful view. Amazing.
3 beds, but it's still lagoon, but you get some mountains too. So front is lagoons and the city of Bay. This back corner, sea and mountain. That back corner, which is the biggest unit, this gives big closet, big closet. Let's go, guys.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that's a good look for luxury living in Jamaica, and there's a lot more going up on the North Coast and South. So it's a beautiful thing. It's a good look. So no wonder why people are so happy in Jamaica. You know what I mean? So this is really, really ramping up, and also the Montego Bay Airport has now expanded, and it's now shaping up to be a hub. So it's going to take a lot of that pressure off Miami in terms of hub business, in terms of flights and so on. So also check out the buses, the express buses that I spoke about sometime. It's now up and running, and I wanted to bring that to you so you understand exactly what I'm talking about. And it's a good look. These are luxury buses that go from Kingston to Ocho Rios to Montego Bay to Negril through Mandeville back to Kingston. So it circles the island. So let's bring that on the screen. And these are rural express buses that complements. You remember the Knutsford Express is still there. That's a luxury bus as well. And the price is cheaper than the Knutsford. And that's amazing, ladies and gentlemen. So we can't ask for better than that. You know, we can't ask for better than that. It's a beautiful thing, and it's a good look for Jamaica. So here we go. So let's bring that to the screen and bring it up to you right now. So. So this is the rollout of the luxury buses. It's now up and running in Jamaica. It goes around the island from coast to coast, and it's looking real good.
So today, October 1, JUTC launched the Rural Express routes, traversing Kingston to Mobay, Kingston to Ocho Rios, Kingston to Negril, Kingston to Maypen, and Kingston to Mandeville. The cost for this is $2,000 per trip, but for the Maypen leg is $1,500 per trip.
And before the transportation minister speaks, if you remember, if you're Jamaican and you're in Jamaica and you know the prices to go, to have someone take you in not so much of a comfortable setting, but sometimes you can get a luxury ride too with a person with a nice vehicle. But they charge nice prices too, like 25, 30 grand for airport trips or somewhere close to there on charters. Now you can do it for $2 grand. And if you want to go the Knutsford way, then you can also. Knutsford is around just over around 3,500 or a little bit under. So this express service also comes with the schedule, just like the Knutsford, and they spread their wings a little bit wider. So it's a beautiful thing and a good look, and it gives you more options. So let's go.
It's a good initiative because obviously it's an expansion of the JUTC service outside of the ATMR. So that's very, very attractive. But most importantly, it's giving options to the rural citizens across Jamaica, similar to that of the school bus, giving them opportunities to making sure that they can get a safe, reliable, affordable mode of transportation. And therefore, I think that this is a big morning for Jamaica's commuters, especially those who use the public transport through the JUTC. The buses are, as you know, in good condition. There's a lot of new buses.
It's a real good look, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
Rural Express, built on 4 pillars: convenience, affordability, connection, and comfort. I want to especially thank UWI, UTech, and CMU for being part of this exciting initiative. And we warmly welcome our travel and lifestyle bloggers to the JUTC family. We hope you continue to share and promote this service long after today as we connect Jamaicans with Jamaica. Have a safe trip and enjoy.
And if you look on the roof of the bus, you'll see the lights transitioning from green to yellow to an ambient kind of a soft light. So it's amazing that I was just looking at that, just saw that, and I've seen this video more than once. Here we go.
Thank you so much. Good morning.
JUTC, guess what? We're winning right now. Just $2,000 take you right across the North Coast, Negril, Montego Bay, and Ocho Rios in recliner seat, AC, you name it. This but on a great one, a JUTC, not them other one. JUTC, I feel like we're going places, and yes, we are going places. One JUTC, the other one them a little bit sad.
Goodness gracious me. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Goodness gracious me. It's a good look. I'm telling you, it's a real good look for the country. And they've rolled out and they're doing a great job at the moment. So that's a beautiful thing. Even remember the school buses? You remember those school buses? Well, they're running. They're running, ladies and gentlemen. They're running. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing. It's let me remind you, they're doing a good job as well, and they're rolling out more and more. And the students are lucky to have it, and it eases the pockets of the parents. And I'm telling you, it is a wonderful thing for Jamaica and the youngsters. You have a dedicated school.
The following is a message from the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications, and Transport.
My fellow Jamaicans, especially our rural children and parents, good evening. I'm proud to announce that Phase 1 of the National Rural School Bus Program will begin on Monday, September 8, 2025, with 55 of the 122 routes covering all parishes being served by 60 of the 110 rural school buses. Thousands of students from 258 of 858 schools across all parishes will benefit with the introduction of the National Rural School Bus Program. Far too long, rural students across Jamaica have been unable to attend school regularly because of high transportation costs and inadequate public transport for children.
And you heard it from the transportation minister himself. That has rolled out and it's up and running, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful thing, I'm telling you. So the students of Jamaica are traveling in style. And there's more to come. So let's see what happens in the future. It is progress. So that's a beautiful thing. And the buses are looking real good. And they're traversing the country. And it doesn't seem like there's any problems at this point. So let's see. You know what I mean? It's a good look. It's a good look, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So we're going to dive into U.S. immigration. And we're going to talk about overstays. Overstays. Let's see. Let me get that first one on stage here. Yeah, let's talk about overstays for a little bit. And if you are on your visa and you come to the United States and you have overstayed or you intend to overstay, there's a few things that you need to know. So let me get that on up here and running just now. So let's get that on the screen and then we'll talk about it. We're going to roll through these quickly and here we go. So overstays, ladies and gentlemen, for visa holders.
If you're staying in the United States on a visa, you might think that a small overstay isn't a big deal. But the moment your I-94 expires, a hidden clock starts ticking. And if you spend more than 180 days in the United States, you could be banned from returning to this country. And if you overstay for 1 year, you're locked out of America for at least a 10-year period. In this video, I'll break down exactly what happens when you overstay, why even a short delay can wreck your future plans, and how to avoid life-changing mistakes before it's too late. Hi, I'm ZYA Solano, founder of Solano Immigration Law Firm, and many people worry about what it means to overstay a visa in the United States. Overstaying can trigger serious legal consequences under the United States immigration laws. Courts and Homeland Security have defined precisely how the rules work, and I'll reference the Immigration and Nationality Act, also known as the INA, and key cases like Matter of Arabali and Mayor of Duarte Gonzalez to explain how they apply. Form I-94 is what indicates how long you are legally able to stay in the United States. And if you remain past the time indicated on your I-94 without authorization, you'll begin accruing what's called unlawful presence. And the clock on possible re-entry bans starts immediately. Let's suppose that Maria entered the United States on a tourist visa and she planned to stay here for 6 months. Instead, she ends up spending 9 months in the United States. Once she passes the 6-month mark that's on her I-94 and she didn't extend her status, then she would start accruing unlawful presence. That means she can trigger serious consequences when she eventually decides to leave the United States. Unlawful presence is when a person stays in the United States beyond the period of authorization granted by Homeland Security under I-94. This is defined under INA Section 212A9B. There are a few ways unlawful presence starts. First, by entering the United States without inspection. From the first day that you're here moving forward, you have unlawful presence. Second, overstaying your visa past the expiration date that's shown on your I-94. And third, failing to maintain your status if your I-94 is marked as "DS", which means duration of status. For most visa holders, their unlawful presence begins the day after the I-94 expires. You can check your I-94 by visiting cdp.gov/94. If you were admitted under DS, your unlawful presence starts the day after you violate your status. For example, those of you on a student visa, if you quit school and you stop attending, that's in violation of your status. Every day that you remain in the United States unlawfully can be tracked by Homeland Security. A few days of overstay might not seem like much, but it can start to add up quickly. Once you hit 180 days or 6 months of unlawful presence and then you leave the United States, you trigger a 3-year bar to re-enter the United States. Once you're here for 365 days, 1 year or more, and then depart the United States, you trigger a 10-year bar to re-enter the United States. These penalties are automatic. You don't get a letter in the mail or something that tells you that you triggered the 3 or the 10-year bar. And it doesn't matter why you overstay. What matters is the fact that you were here with no lawful status. Let's talk about the 3-year bar. You trigger that under INA Section 212A9B(I) and you trigger it if you accrued more than 180 days in the United States, but less than 1 year. And then you leave the United States, whether that's on your own voluntary reason or through a deportation process. And then you try to come back within a 3-year period of your departure. So here's an example. John came to the United States on a business visa. His I-94 expired, but then he stayed an extra 210 days before flying back home to his home country. Even though he left voluntarily, he is now barred for a 3-year period and he cannot come back into the United States before the 3 years unless he gets a waiver.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot more to that, but I'm going to leave it there for right now. And I can send you also links to this video so you can learn a lot more. If you're in the United States, speak to an immigration attorney, speak to an immigration specialist before you make any rash decisions. So you can't say I never told you. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to, let's see, government warning to green card holders. So let me, let's bring that up right away. So I'm going to share that with you right now. And this is, before I do that, let's talk about the new rules for green card holders. Yeah, let's dive into the rules first. I'm gonna dive into the rules, and then we go into the government warning. Here we go. So let's get that on the stage. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get that started.
5 new trends that will be impacting green card holders in 2025 and moving forward. This is going to be trends about DUIs, speeding tickets, paying taxes, and travel internationally. All the information, all the trends in this video.
Let's roll that forward.
When it comes to many things like DUIs, speeding tickets, travel, paying taxes, speaking against the government. I want to cover all these in this video, so make sure you watch it all the way until the end. Super important, especially if you're a green card holder or about to become the time. And I'm trying. The government introduced stricter policies, stricter enforcement when it comes to immigrants as a whole, but specifically when it comes to green card holders. Very strict vetting, very strict scrutiny when green card holders are coming into the country, very strict application of the law to people that actually committed certain crimes like DUIs, failing to pay taxes. And this is something that is important to address because we believe that green card holders are permanent. Their status is strong. It's always been that notion. But in the past 6 months, we've realized that is not the case. Green card holders are as temporary as non-immigrant visas in my mind. It's really, really scary these days for green card holders. And I want to make sure that you understand what's happening specifically with the 5 trends I'm going to cover in this video. Number 1, DUI, driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. This has been a controversial issue because the DUI conviction, this one single DUI conviction, was the main reason why so many green card holders were detained at the airport. You've read the stories. You've read the many, many stories. The Irish green card holder came back and he had a DUI conviction 20 years ago, detained at the airport, sent to jail, spent 2 weeks in ICE custody. They stripped him down and he was shipped to a Louisiana holding facility just for that one single DUI 20 years ago. Why is this happening? The reason it's happening is because under these new policies, one single DUI renders non-citizens inadmissible, which means if you leave the country and you come back, they have the right to not only not let you in, but also detain you. Now, again, this is what we see in practice. In reality, as a green card holder, just because you had one DUI, it doesn't make you deportable. You can live your life in the United States uninterrupted. Nobody's going to do anything to you. But it seems like when you are leaving the country, under their policies now make green card holders inadmissible. In fact, there is legislation that is being introduced right now to make this a permanent law, HR 875 that is being introduced. But I'm telling you that right now, the policy as it is with CBP, if you had one single DUI, no matter when, as a green card holder, you should not be traveling. Under a USCIS memo from August of 2025, it seems like if you have 2 DUIs, it will presume that you don't have good moral character for citizenship. So as a green card holder, you have to provide more evidence and convince immigration that you're eligible for citizenship. But those 2 DUIs are going to be a big problem for you. I mean, right now, the reality is that even one DUI is going to trigger review under the new good moral character policies that they just released about a month ago. So be mindful that if you're a green card holder, if you have one DUI or more in the 5-year statutory period before applying for citizenship.
Oh, look, I'm getting a call from one of those unknown numbers.
Have you tried reversephone.com?
Let's get
Reversephone.com?
Yeah, we all get numbers from calls we don't.
So let's get that off. Go back to regular
Very
program.
careful. Speak with an attorney because the concern is that if you go into that interview, it may even impact your green card. What is going to be the implication on a green card holder? Again, if you leave the country, it could be detention, potentially even deportation, depending on how severe and the recency of your offense. If you apply for naturalization, it's going to make the process more complicated, subject you to further review, and potentially even subject you to being a person of lacking good moral character, which means that you're not going to be eligible for citizenship if you apply right now, especially if the DUI happened 5 years before applying for citizenship. Now, remember, if you don't have a green card yet and you're applying for adjustment of status, DUI could also be an issue. That's why it's very important to speak with an immigration attorney and a criminal attorney before pleading anything when it comes to DUI. Number 2, speeding tickets. Now, before we talk about speeding tickets, guys, if you're here for the first time and you're not a subscriber to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. And also give us a big like so YouTube will be able to show this video to more people just like you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you got to listen carefully about what this attorney is saying about these 5 rules. It has changed the landscape and they're trying to make it permanent, but it's in effect. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue to listen to this, and we're going to move on to the government warning to green card holders. Here we go.
As always, if you need help with your immigration matters, send me a text to 619-483-4549.
So listen carefully, like, share, subscribe, comment, and click that notification bell, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
And now, let's go back in the video. Number 2, speeding tickets. The same August 2025 memo about good moral character requires disclosure of all speeding tickets. And we're talking specifically about multiple tickets. Somebody that has excessive tickets, we need to disclose it now. And when I say multiple tickets, we're talking about 3 or more. 3 or more speeding tickets can signal some kind of a pattern for USCIS, which means that you could be potentially a person of bad moral character and you may not qualify for citizenship. It could also signal a pattern that you disregard the law and you're somebody that shouldn't be allowed to become a U.S. citizen as well. So remember, under this memo, it expanded their discretion. So now when they're looking at you, they say, okay, you're a green card holder. I get it. Speeding ticket is not crazy, but you have 3, 4, 5. We have a client that had 10, and that makes you somebody who is not responsible. And in our mind, you're lacking good moral character. And that's the discussion now that clients who apply for citizenship, now they have to prove to USCIS that they do have good moral character, because this happened many years ago. Now they don't have speeding tickets. They do other activities to show that they're responsible. This is where we're going to be seeing the shift. You'll have to come with documents to show that you're not that person that has all these tickets and you are responsible. It will be on you to prove to them that. That's how these speeding tickets are going to be impacting green card holders. It's not going to impact your renewal of a green card or anything that you do inside the United States. However, again, if you travel and they see that you have a lot of violations and specifically unpaid tickets that lead to a warrant, a single warrant, that could be a problem and maybe make you inadmissible or cause them to send you to secondary inspection. So be mindful of these speeding tickets. If you have a lot of them, try to resolve it. Make sure you take care of it. And when you go for your citizenship application as a green card holder, you're going to need to have very specific documents to explain what happened, show what kind of person you are today, and that's going to be an issue that you can resolve when you apply for citizenship. But this is something that they're really, really paying attention to right now. It's all fairly new, and you're watching this video right now in October, and now is when they're starting to enforce it. So it's essential for you to be mindful, and if you have your appointments, be prepared to disclose it and explain it.
So let's get that off the screen and then go back to regular programming. Here we go.
Number 3, not paying taxes, being late on your taxes, or ignoring IRS orders to pay taxes. Once again, guys, if you are omitting to pay taxes, you're not meeting your obligations, it can also be a problem for you when you apply for citizenship, but also depends on what is the relationship you have with IRS. Is there some sort of an order? Is there a judgment against you? We've seen people that were traveling and they were flagged for issues with the federal government, including IRS, that reports violations like that to other government agencies, including CBP. So just be mindful, if you're behind, if you're not making payment plans, it could impact travel, but also specifically your citizenship application. Once again, it goes into that memo, good moral character. Are you somebody who's responsible? Do you meet your obligations? All these things are going to come into play. Number 4, spending too much time abroad. If you spend too much time abroad as a green card holder over a year, right now they're flagging everyone who's coming back to the airport. They're checking to see where did you go, where is your place of residence. And many green card holders report that when they come back, they wanted to see like where they exactly went and what are their intentions about coming back. Like, is their primary address in the United States or another country? And specifically when you travel a little bit longer, officers will try to pressure applicants to give up their green cards by signing form I-417. Never sign that form. But remember, they have a way in their system to know how long you've been outside the United States. If they ask you verbally and you tell them the wrong information, they'll pull you to secondary inspection, try to charge you with misrepresentation and fraud. So be very mindful, be very careful, and be diligent in terms of tracking your time abroad. And if you need to spend more time abroad, even with a reentry permit, they're questioning you like, where do you live? What's your intention? When did you apply for the reentry permit? So be mindful, even if you have a reentry permit, you need to have a clear understanding of what is the reason behind it and what is your ultimate goal when you travel so long outside of the United States. So be mindful. Extensive travel abroad will flag you in the system, and you will be subjected to secondary inspection. So please be mindful of that. Apply for re-entry permit when you can. Number 5, green card holders who speak against the government. Social media posting. You're very vocal, supporting Palestinians, talking about, against the government, having extreme opinions. They're checking, they're monitoring, they have systems, and they have technology to do that. And as a green card holder, specifically when you travel or apply for citizenship, that's when they cross-reference all this information, and it could come back and hunt you. So remember, they are watching. They will be monitoring this. They'll be bringing up this, especially when you travel, especially when you apply for citizenship. These kind of statements that you do on social media, when you appear in protests, your photo is taken. Guys, this is something that will stay on the record, and it's going to be very difficult for you to clear that. So 5 things we talked about. Number 1, DUI. Very important. Even one single DUI could impact you. Number 2, speeding tickets. More than 3 could impact you. Be mindful. Number 3, not paying taxes or being late on taxes. Be mindful. It could hurt you. Number 4, staying abroad too long, over a year. Be careful, especially as a green card holder. Number 5, speaking against the government on social media and other areas. Be careful. All these.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. Those 5 points are extremely important and critical to your future here in the United States, or if you want to visit here at any time. Everything is being checked, and talk about everything is being checked. There's a lot of fraud in the system, and now they're also, they've commissioned FBI agents to solve some of that problem with the immigration system. So we're going to bring that on. FBI agents have now been introduced into U.S. immigration, and this is a big deal. Don't know if it's the first, but it's the first time I'm hearing about it. So it's a huge deal. It's a big deal, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to bring that up for you in a second. And let's go. Let's see. Let's get that up here. Okay. Let's get to the government warnings first. Then we go to the FBI section. So here we go. I'm going to put that on here, the government warnings. Let's go. All right, so let's get that playing right.
Attention, green card holders. The U.S. government issued an enforcement warning specifically for green card holders a few months ago. In this notice, they're saying, as a green card holder, you must carry your original green card at all times. What's going to happen if you're not going to do it? Number 1, it's a misdemeanor, fines up to $100, and up to 30 days in jail. Now remember, this is not a new requirement. It's always been on the books, but now they're enforcing it. Green card holders are being targeted at airports for minor violations, like a 1 DUI. Green card holders are being harassed during ICE routine checks, and if you don't have an original green card, you're in trouble. Even during workplace audits, they expect you to have your green card with you at all times. It's sad to say, if you don't want to be harassed by authorities, carry your original documents with you and become a citizen as soon as you can. Attention.
So that's a warning, ladies and gentlemen. That's a big deal. It is a misdemeanor not to have your documents with you, and the original documents. So that's your green card. And so you got to take heed. Go like, share, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell, and let's bring that to you. FBI agents are now commissioned to work with USCIS, that's U.S. Immigration, and this is a big deal. So there's no excuses are that they can't get things done faster. So if you have issues, you better clear those up quickly with an immigration attorney, because the FBI is now working with USCIS. So let's play that for a second.
CBS News has confirmed that thousands of FBI agents, usually tasked with combating domestic terrorism and other national security threats, have been reassigned to immigration enforcement. CBS News immigration reporter Camila Montoya Galvez joins us now with what he has learned. So, Camilla, what do we know about what these agents are doing?
Well, John, the FBI typically has about 13,000 agents across the country, and we understand that according to this federal data, about 3,000 of them are now devoted to immigration enforcement. That involves going with ICE and Border Patrol officials on operations across the country to find, identify, and ultimately arrest people who are suspected of being in the country illegally. But the data, in some ways, John, understates the degree to which the FBI has been assigned to help the president's sweeping mass deportation agenda, because that 3,000 agent number only accounts for agents who are spending over 50% of their time on immigration. And so other agents could be spending fewer amounts of time doing immigration work. And the FBI is not the only federal agency that has many of its agents now deputized to help ICE and Border Patrol. That list also includes the ATF, the Drug Enforcement Administration, even the IRS, and the State Department Security Service, as well as the U.S. Marshals. Not to mention, John, the thousands of state officials that have been deputized in places like Florida and Texas and empowered to be federal immigration officers.
All hands on deck.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely right. It's all hands on deck right now. So know before you go, ladies and gentlemen. And also, let's talk about a couple of other things before we go. So, you got to know your rights. So, let's not wait to have the laws change. And let's bring on Attorney Brad Bernstein to share that with you. Some of you are running scared, and you think that, you'll wait this out. It's not a good thing. Do not try to wait this out. Get your situation looked after right away, so that you can have a peace of mind. So here we go. So let's get Attorney Brad Bernstein here. Let's get him up here. Hold on a second, guys. I'm the only one here in studio. And I got to get this going. Let's see where it is. Let's get it up here. So hold on a second. Let me get that on the screen right away. Oh, no, that's not it. Let's stop that. But do not wait to get yourself straightened out. That's the essence of what I want to share with you. If you qualify for an immigration benefit, go for it. You know what I mean? Don't wait. Just go for it. You know what I mean? So here we go. Let me share that with you with Attorney Brad Bernstein, and then we move on from there. Here it goes, ladies and gentlemen. All right.
Don't be waiting around for a new president hoping the laws are going to get easier. They may not. In fact, it may get tougher over the next few years. So tough, in fact, it may affect you in ways you can't even imagine at the moment. So you take action now. The stress of waiting is worse than acting responsibly. If you qualify for an immigration benefit, if you qualify for naturalization, you'll get it. When you file with immigration, as long as you qualify, and you have to make sure you qualify with a good attorney, you should get your immigration benefits, and you will definitely get peace of mind. So don't gamble with the future, sticking your head in the sand, hoping things will get better. Act now. Don't be waiting around for a new president, hoping the laws are going to get easier.
You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't wait. If you're here in the United States and you qualify for a benefit, speak to an immigration attorney, speak to an immigration specialist, and get yourself straightened out. It's not going to get any better right now. So I urge you, check it out. So let's talk about denaturalization for a little bit, and then we're going to move into some community events and close the show. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show, and this is Thursday Night Live. Here we go. Let's get Attorney McBean up here to talk about denaturalization. Okay, so Attorney McBean, let's go.
Hey guys, in this video, we're going to talk about denaturalization. There are nearly 25 million naturalized Americans, and some of them are genuinely concerned about the prospect of losing their citizenship. I'm doing a new series on denaturalization so that you could understand how this process works and whether or not your citizenship could potentially be at risk. I'm Latoya McBean Pompey, an immigration lawyer in New York, working with clients nationwide at McBean Law, where we believe in freedom, immigration freedom, that is. Contact us if you'd like to go deeper about your immigration case. Now let's get into it. And I'm going to start with the June 11th, 2025 memo from the Department of Justice, which outlines 10 categories of individuals who they will prioritize denaturalizing. Naturalized citizens who pose a potential danger to national security, including through terrorism and espionage. Naturalized citizens who engaged in torture, war crimes, or other human rights violations. Naturalized citizens who further or furthered the unlawful enterprise of criminal gangs, transnational criminal organizations, and drug cartels. Naturalized citizens who committed felonies that were not disclosed during the naturalization process. Naturalized citizens who committed human trafficking, sex offenses, or violent crimes. Naturalized citizens who engaged in various forms of financial fraud against the United States, including through the Paycheck Protection Program and Medicaid/Medicare. Naturalized citizens who engaged in fraud against private individuals, funds, or corporations. Naturalized citizens who acquired naturalization through government corruption, fraud, or material misrepresentations not otherwise addressed. Naturalized citizens with pending criminal charges if those charges do not fit within one of the other priorities, and any other cases referred to the civil division determined to be sufficiently important to pursue. This is quite the list, friends, and it is very, very broad. Now let's talk about the mechanics of denaturalization. How does this issue of denaturalization begin? It begins typically with USCIS making a referral to the Department of Justice for them to further investigate the matter and begin a judicial process. This judicial process could either be done on the civil side or the criminal side. There are big differences between the two. First of all, on the civil side, there is no statute of limitations, which means that if they're pursuing denaturalization against you, it could date back to something that you did 15 years ago or even 20 years ago when you were applying for naturalization and you omitted or concealed something that is important during that naturalization process, or you lied during that naturalization process 15 or 20 years ago. The civil process can be started. However, naturalization fraud, the crime, has a 10-year statute of limitations on it, and it leads to 10 years in prison if you're convicted criminally for naturalization fraud. I've discussed naturalization fraud in another video. Go watch that video. I'm going to link to it here. So with respect to the criminal side of denaturalization, if you applied for citizenship more than 10 years ago, so before 2015, and you had committed naturalization fraud during that process of seeking naturalization, well, they cannot come after you under the criminal side of things. However, they could still do so on the civil side of things. Now, there has to be sufficient evidence against you to pursue you in the first place. The government must have something. They need to have something that is concrete and something that they could again bring in either the civil proceeding or a criminal proceeding. This all happens in federal district court. After the proceeding has started, you will have the ability to renounce your citizenship and say, you know what, I don't actually want to go through this judicial process, this court process. I'll just sign paperwork to renounce my citizenship. So it could end that way for you if you do not want to put up a fight. After a person has been stripped of his or her citizenship, they go back to the status, the legal status that they had before. So for most people, they will go back to the green card holder or LPR, lawful permanent resident status. Now, for some others, they could actually face deportation if they do not have a lawful status to go back to after they are denaturalized and or they've served jail time if their U.S. citizenship was revoked because of a criminal conviction. The other distinction between a civil process and a criminal process to denaturalize individuals has to do with the level of proof that the government has to show the court to to convince the court that you should be stripped of your citizenship. On the civil side, the government has the very high burden of proving by clear, convincing, and unequivocal evidence, which does not leave the issue in doubt, that you procure that naturalization illegally or you concealed or willfully misrepresented a material fact during the naturalization process. Again, there's no statute of limitations on this side. And on the criminal side, the government must show proof beyond a reasonable doubt that you violated the federal statute 18 U.S.C. section 1425 because you knowingly obtained or attempted to obtain naturalization through fraud for him or herself or for another individual. On the criminal side, the Supreme Court stepped in 2017 and narrowed the government's ability to convict people for naturalization fraud in the case Maslenjak versus United States, in which the court ruled that only an illegal act that played a role in the person's acquisition of U.S. citizenship could lead to criminal denaturalization. Friends, in my next video, I'll discuss the two grounds that the government can use to pursue denaturalization against an
like, share, subscribe, comment.
Stay tuned. Watch.
Click the notification bell. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Click the notification bell, ladies and gentlemen, and be in the know, because this is a big deal. So, welcome back to Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. This is Thursday Night Live, and we are now at the coming events section. And as you know, Naram Promotions today, actually, is it after midnight? Yes, here in the United States, just past midnight. But Friday, this is going to be at 1 p.m. New York time. That's Eastern New York time. Asha D from, we call it PassionRadioUK.com, will be airing live here for 2 hours on Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. If you remember, he started on his new radio station, PassionRadioUK.com. He's also UK's big reggae producer as well, and he returns to radio. So since September 19th, he's been on this new radio station, PassionRadioUK.com. So on Fridays, we call it Friday Fusion. So that's later on today. So like, share, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell, spread the word. Ashley will be here live, and you'll hear him all the way from the UK here on the Western Hemisphere through Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. So that's a big deal. Also, Naram Promotions, you have Saturday Night Vibes. It's a musical entertainment, and where we talk about sound system artists and DJ Latta or another DJ will also from somewhere across the world, whether it be from a sound system radio. That's a Saturday Night Vibe. So it changes. It can change every week. So you'll be hearing from some of the greats, you know what I mean, right here on Naram Promotions, the Real Deal podcast show. So, ladies and gentlemen, also, we have Kassan, a good friend of mine. Kassan has her bar opening in Top Hill, St. Elizabeth, and I want to bring that to you. So I got to take the music off. So Kassan has her bar opening on Sunday, October 19th. That's this Sunday in Top Hill, St. Elizabeth. It says Kassan is inviting you all to her my bar opening Sunday, October 19th at the Container Bar below Top Hill Primary School. Food on the house and refreshments on sale. Live music. You have a lot of mobile sounds. So come out and support. You can't miss it. There's a picture on your screen of what it looks like. Adequate parking space. I know the area. It's a beautiful place. It's real cool up there. Go in the daytime so you can get that. You can see the ocean behind there. It's and feel that sea breeze. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful, beautiful area to be at. So check it out. Cassan this Sunday. This Sunday. Big up to Cassan. You know what I mean? Top Hill. St. Elizabeth comes alive at Cassan's Bar. We'll be visiting there soon. So big up to Cassan every time. So also we have the Game of Love play. You remember that one? It's at Blakey's Complex. The Game of Love play is at Blakey's Complex on Saturday, October 25th, 2025. So the Game of Love is hilarious. Tickets are available. Call 876-804-9057 for your tickets. It's gonna be amazing. It's affordable, hilarious. It's great for the family. It's gonna be at Blakey's Complex in Downs District in Manchester. So it's called The Game of Love. It's a play. It's a Crossdales production, and that is a big, big deal, ladies and gentlemen. Big up to Blakey. So check it out. October 25th. It's in a week. It's less than a week from now, so it's a Saturday. It's the second Saturday from today. So you'll check it out, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a big, big deal. Big up to Blakey. You know what I mean? So let's look at who we got here. Jerk Hut Stush. Big deal. Stush comes alive in Tampa, Florida at the Jerk Hut, my cousin's place. I'm telling you, it's a lifestyle. Jerk Hut is a lifestyle, ladies and gentlemen. You got to check it out. So I'm going to share with you. This is October 25th. This is two Saturdays from now. Not this Saturday, the next one. And you have DJ Bambino flying in from Jamaica. He hasn't been there for ages. And DJ Kirky C. This is going to be amazing. As I said, it's a lifestyle, and this is going to be the biggest party in Florida for 2025, bar none. It's going to be awesome. And let me share this with you from my screen here. Let's not image. Let's give you a video. Let's give you a video of an icon telling you about it. You get what I'm saying? The icon tell you about it. Here we go. Let's share this. Let's get this on here. All right. So let's hear about Stush. Hold on. Let's get this on the screen. Yep, Sizzla Kalonji is talking about this, and in a big, big way. So let's hear from Sizzla right now. Let's get Sizzla on the stage. Yeah, we got Sizzla up there. What do you say? What you gotta say, Sizzla?
You don't know the place, the Jerk Hut. You don't know, Tampa, Florida, Bambino, October the 25th. You know Bambino, that's how you start your career, though. So you have to don't throw stones behind you. So you have to just go this and just more music for the people. Keep them on a high spirit and just do the works. Bambino, big up. Judgment Yard said that. Promote the planet, promote the people. Rastafari.
Blessed love to Sizzla. Judgment Yard. You know what I mean? That's a big, big deal. An endorsement from Sizzla. And it's a big deal. So let's get the man himself, Andrew Ashmead, up here to tell you about it. It's a beautiful thing. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's share this with you. Let's get this up here right now. Do I have it? I gotta have it. So I got that one. Here we go. Let's get Andrew up here to tell you what's going on. And I have a problem finding it, but I'm going to find it, ladies and gentlemen, because this is a big deal. Yeah, it's got to be. Oh, yeah, I see it. So let Andrew tell you what's going to what damage is going to happen in Florida. It's going to be a big damage down there in Tampa. So Andrew, where are you? Let's get Andrew up here to tell you about it. Here we go. Let's get Andrew here. Where's Andrew? What's going on in Tampa, Andrew?
It's coming up soon. Stush, the biggest, baddest party to hit Tampa in a long time. This is a new kind of party. This is a different kind of experience. My good friend DJ Bambino is flying in from Jamaica. And let me tell you something. Bambino, this is his first return to Tampa after a very, very long time. If you know who Bambino is from back in the day, leave me a comment. Anyway, October 25th at Jerkut Island Grill and Beach Club. Stush, the new modern Caribbean party experience. Let me tell you, the early bird tickets, them almost gone. They're going to be going away soon. And the cabanas, the VIP tables, all of those things, you make sure you get them now because they're selling fast. October 25th, all roads lead to Jerkut Island Grill and Beach Club. Yeah, man, I tell you. All kind of nice things. Food inclusive tickets. Yes, indeed. VIP. Check us out. Instagram. And also Eventbrite. Facebook. All of that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the man himself. And also, they're kicking off November. November is the anniversary of Jerkut. And it starts with Andrew's birthday bash. So Andrew is going to have his birthday bash on November 1st. So the 25th is Stush, and November 1st is his birthday. So there's going to be a whole month of celebration down there. I'm telling you, it's going to be awesome, off the chain. If you're in Florida, or if you want to have a great time, fly into Florida and go to Jerkut in Tampa, Florida. Don't forget it. It is a lifestyle to be there. It's a tourist attraction. The best Jamaican food in the entire United States is right there, and it's given in buffet style. Buffet style, ladies and gentlemen. You got his sauces, his drinks, his mixed drinks. It's all Jamaican, the mojitos, and you name it. He's got it there, and all Jamaican. So it's a beautiful thing. Check out the Jerkut. Quick, and fast on October 25th for Stush, and also for his birthday bash, and the entire month of November is going to be a celebration. So also let me bring here what it looks like so you can have an idea, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful thing to go to the Jerkut so you don't miss it. It's a chain of restaurants down there in Florida. That's Tampa, Florida, and I want you to check it out. So let's give you this one. That's what it looks like. So the Jerkut there, that's the beach. That's one of the locations, and below it you have the mobile jerk machine that goes to different locations as well too. So if you have an event, you can hire, and he caters as well. So there's a lot going on there. You can buy memorabilias like gifts for your friends and families right there at Jerkut. And there's a chain of restaurants of Jerkut in Tampa, Florida. So you got to check it out. It's a beautiful thing. So ladies and gentlemen, big up to Andrew. And I tell you, Stush is going to be big. November 1st, his birthday bash. And also the month of November is going to be off the chain. So also Billings has his birthday celebration at Top Rock. I'm telling you, this is a beautiful thing. Top Rock comes alive. Billings, November 1st, Billings Earth Strong celebration at Top Rock Bar and Grill in Prospect District in St. Elizabeth or Manchester, wherever you want to call it. It's the Prospect Main Road. So it's borderline right there. So don't forget, it's gonna be happening there at Top Rock, and I'm telling you, Billings has always had a great show there. So it's on top of the rock, and you got the views to match it. To match it, I'm telling you. So, ladies and gentlemen, do not forget, this show is going to be wonderful there at Top Rock. So check him out and be there. All right. So also we have the Caribbean Food Factory in Montreal, Canada. That's going to be having a whole host of people coming to that event. It is a star-studded event. And let me get that on the stage here. I didn't think I lined that one up, but I got to get it going right now. And let's get that going. Caribbean Food Factory in Montreal, Canada. So here we go. So let's add that to the stage. And we've got Aisha Candy, Professor Nuts, Thriller U, Original Thriller, Eiley Dread, and we've got Jack Cotta, Errol Dunkley, Melo G, Shalom. It's going to be off the chain, ladies and gentlemen. This is a big, big deal. And this is going to be November 9th at in Montreal, Canada. And this is a big, big deal. Trust me, November 9th is not going to be normal. So check it out. If you're in Canada, check this out. It's going to be a big deal. So also, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to Misha's Right Spot. Misha's Right Spot. She comes alive with the Right Vibes, the 5th edition on November 20th at Misha's Right Spot Bar. That's in Sear District in Manchester. It's along the Sear Main Road. Uptown Movements, that's a big deal, a big sound. They're going to be playing a lot of great tunes. And I'm telling you, check it out. November 20th, 2025. Google her. She's on Google Maps. Misha's Right Spot Bar is on Google Maps, so you can find her easily on November 20th. So check that out, ladies and gentlemen. Also, Mumasketel. Yes, so Mumasketel. Let's get her on the stage right now. Mumasketel has her Ambition Over Hype annual event. That's December 6th at Time Is Now Car Wash in Prospect District in Manchester. Tic Tac Sound, DJ Splendid. This is a year-to-year event, and she says Ambition Over Hype. It's going to be a big, big deal. It's a link-up party. We've been talking about this. This is a big deal, so you got to check it out, ladies and gentlemen, on December 6th at Time Is Now Car Wash, Prospect District in Manchester. Also, Randy and Otis. They're presenting their original. Let's add that. Randy and Otis presents your Boxing Day event on December 26th at Mango Tree Bar in Turner Top, Manchester. DJ Fire Blacks, the Big Bad Eagle Force, they'll be there, and this is going to be a rum for tea crew business. So check it out, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be a big deal. Also, you have cricket on the same day. In Stets, you have World Cup cricket at St. Elizabeth Technical High School on the 25th of December. The 26th of December, Boxing Day, is going to be a monumental deal, ladies and gentlemen. You got to check it out, and I got to get the poster up here for you. Let's see where that is. I can't seem to find it, but I'm going to bring it up here in any case. So we have a short time left to rock this away. So let's share this with you. That's cricket at St. Elizabeth Technical High School in Santa Cruz, Jamaica. That's going to be a big, big deal, ladies and gentlemen. You got to check it out. And that's cricket, lovely cricket. You got to check it out. I'm sure Bowles Oval is going to get a piece of that. I'm almost sure about that. But you got to check it out. It's going to be off the chain. So let's get that up here and get this other poster off. There you go. And get this one up there. Here we go. So that's the cricket there on December 26th. And it's going to be a big deal. Pre-sold 500 tickets, and at the gate, I think it's 1,000. It's that's very reasonable. So check it out, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a big deal. So also, that's the Cricket World Cup, and we have the biggest, baddest party to ever hit South Central Jamaica. Is going to be on the 26th of December, 2025. This is the biggest party that's ever going to hit the South Central Jamaica. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. This is Cash Code, and it's at Mountain View Chill Spot, Sear District in Manchester, Chidi Azasha, and also the Asher D family. You got Shine Skull Movements, MC Marshall, and Sean and DJ Junior. Always pray when you're going out. Pray when you're coming in, ladies and gentlemen. And always remember, God is in control. I see you in a few hours at Friday Fusion. Love you all. God bless every time. Naram Promotions is at you.